We've looked at the grants that are available, including things like Pell Grant, SEOG, the Teach Grant. We've looked at scholarships that Johnson offers. We've looked at work study. We've looked at loans in there. And I think that hopefully you've seen through this process that there are many ways that you're going to have, many tools that you'll have at your disposal to finance your education. The other things that I want to encourage you to will be a few practical tips. So check with your employer and local organizations. I had a student who was working with an employer who offered a scholarship, but they weren't aware that they offered the scholarship and didn't take advantage of it until they were a junior in college. But they've been working with them for the previous 2 years. But those years had come and gone. Make sure you check with your employer as well as local organization to see what scholarships you might have access to that you aren't even aware of. Regardless of where you work at, what local organizations you're connected with, please consider checking with them to see if there are going to be other options to finance your education. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is consider partnering with your church. What we do at Johnson is all about the kingdom of God. Whether you're going to be a minister, whether you're going to go into business, whether you're going to be a part of our nursing program, whether you're going to be a teacher, any of those diverse fields is a major sacrifice of your time and investment because you're going to pursue that with a heart for advancing the kingdom of God. And that's what we're about here at Johnson. So I consider encouraging you to talk with your church to see if there might be opportunities for them to help support you, maybe in a small way. Maybe they would help you with the cost of books or a few $100s a semester as you pursue God's calling at Johnson. So consider talking with your church to see what options there might be there. The other option is kind of connected with my son. And you may be asking why I say that. Well, that's my son in the background. We're going to pull that image up there. And I don't know why he's biting onto the stick, but he is. So let's just go with it for now, okay? He's biting a stick, and I thought it was cute, so I included it as a background. And I put him as a background and goals above that because for me, my 3-year-old is causing me to have college goals. That may seem crazy, right? He's not a senior in high school. Well, I believe that preparing for your student's education should probably start right away. And if you didn't make those plans, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. But some of you watching may have younger kids who haven't gone to college yet, or maybe you have young kids right now, and some of this advice would be beneficial for setting goals, even for a little guy like a 3-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old. And so I want to give you some more ideas to consider for financing that education. One idea for doing that is to take out a 529. This is going to be a fund that allows your money to grow tax-free as long as you use it for educationally related expenses once your student gets to college. I believe that that's a great idea. And by the way, there's another nice pic of my son on his balance bike there. That was free, no charge for that. But yeah, so consider taking out these 529s. We started one for my son whenever he was 0 years old. So as soon as he was born, we went out and started a plan. Now, we're not putting tons of money in there because we can't. We would love to. But what we are doing is putting small amounts in there and praying that with time that that's going to grow and give us the opportunity to help our son with the cost of college whenever he gets to be that age. And we would be so lucky if he would consider a place like Johnson, where we could see him grow and be formed in that environment. I'm not sure where he'll end up at, but that 529 is going to help him to consider financing his education when he gets to that point. Now, in Tennessee, we have the Tennessee STARS program, but there are going to be other great 529s out there to consider. So I would just encourage you to explore that, work with your financial advisor, and find the best option if that is something that you consider pursuing. The other thing is take the ACT/SAT twice a year in junior and senior year. So you may, again, be past this opportunity, but as many times as you can take the ACT or the SAT, the better. I encourage students, consider starting as a freshman in high school. Get those jitters out, get to feeling more comfortable about what you're doing, and seizing your full potential. Now, the ACT is not an IQ test, and some students just don't test as well as their potential is. That's okay. But there are some funds that are attached to this. So do your very best to get the highest score possible so that we can give you the most funds possible at Johnson University. So in this next slide, you can see that there's this chart, and it's a little overwhelming. I'll put some arrows in there to consider a scenario. But what you can see in here is the reality is that the more you increase those score, the more automatic money you'll qualify for. We want you to get the most money possible, and we're not making it a secret. It's easy to earn more money at Johnson by just increasing that score. Take, for example, a student who is a 3.5 and scores a 22 ACT. You can follow that chart over and realize that he's going to get a $1,500 a year scholarship. That is a $6,000 scholarship and a phenomenal opportunity for you to get that scholarship as well. But even better would be to raise your score just one more point, and you could get $2,000 more for your education, or $500 more a year. It really is a great opportunity to finance your education by retaking that test as many times as you can. Another great way is to take college classes in high school, as that's going to relieve the burden of classes that you'll need to take whenever you get in college, maybe allow you to take less credit hours and feel less pressured, or maybe shorten your time as well. Johnson offers courses that can save you thousands of dollars. So we would like to encourage you to consider taking some of those courses even while you're in high school. Now, today has been fun. I've had a blast, and I hope that you've had a really good time as well. I definitely enjoy doing this in person, but I'll tell you what, sometimes it's hard to maybe make it over here, and especially in these difficult times, we want to support you by providing this information free of charge for you to use as you consider Johnson in your future as part of this preview day. But we also want to make this available to start the conversation with you. So in financial aid, this is a partnership. You're going to be working with someone throughout that process with one of our financial aid counselors, and we want to get to know you. We want to work on the finances. We want to help you to get the most money that you can to finance that college education. But to be honest, I want to hear about your story. I want to hear about what God's doing in your life. I want to hear about what makes you special, what makes you unique, what brought you to Johnson, what gets you excited. And then I want to come alongside of you with myself and my team and support you getting to that goal to impact the kingdom of God in your own unique way with your own unique voice. We want to continue this conversation during this presentation and in the many days or months after this. So go ahead and shoot us an email. Give us a call or text us at 865-270-5144 so that we can continue that conversation. And please stop on by in person whenever it's again possible. And we would love to meet you in person and hear more about your story. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen and to be a part of this financial aid presentation at Johnson University as part of our preview days. We really do hope you have a great rest of your day, and we can't wait to stay in touch. So until next time,